What is up, KnobTube viewers? I hope everybody has had a fantastic week and is ready to join me for a super productive hour of farming. Now, I understand for some farming isn't the greatest thing to do, but it is necessary for the progression of the game. In this video, I plan on showing you guys how to do a quick metal farm, some cementing paste, and also some black pearls. By all means, this is going to be different for absolutely everybody. You might not have the exact same tames that I do, but there are some tames out there that you can substitute, so just keep that in mind. A good example of this is me using Rhinognatha and the Ankylosaurus. You can easily get yourself an Argentavis and an Ankylo, and even tag team up with a partner. My tribe mates and I usually love the tag team metal runs. What we do is we grab our tames that we need, so in this case a Rhino and an Ankylosaurus, and then we move around the entire volcano just together, one person riding the Rhino, the other one on the Ankylo, and you gather tons of metal. As you can see, for the making of this video, I am actually kind of a loner on my island server right now. Everybody is on Scorched Earth. So, we're doing it alone, baby. Regardless of that, the only difference between you doing it alone and with a partner is alone might take you a little bit more time. It's nothing crazy. What I like to have is a base nearby that has nothing but forges in it. That way, when you're full on metal, you could just bring it all there, leave it there, and let it refine into metal ingots. In this case, I do have an industrial forge, which makes things a heck of a lot quicker. But having a room full of refining forges, just the cheap little guys, even at the beginning, is a great start for you to be able to have a good endgame goal. Usually when I do a metal run alone, I don't do near as much as I would with two people, just because it does take a little bit longer. In this case, this metal run here took me about maybe 15 minutes. If I were to do a proper one, it might take me 15 minutes and I'd have double the amount of metal at this point. After dropping off all that metal, I usually tend to go for a ride out on my Rhino or RG or whatever it may be in this case, and I go look for cementing paste, and the easiest, most efficient way that I have for this, other than snails, which we can get into later, would be to actually just go after beaver dams. The benefit of using the beaver dams is you can come up with anywhere between 100 cementing paste to 500 cementing paste, maybe even more, for each beaver dam that you go to. The downfall of this is that, you know, not all of them are always going to be full of cementing paste. Some people end up leaving the beaver dam after taking the paste, and all you're left with is wood. Normally, when I am finished with the beaver dam, I do highly recommend you break it, just so the next person after you can realistically gain more. Just break your beaver dams, people. I start my dam hunting right at the beginning of the river near the volcano. Then I work my way up the river, and there's a couple spots in this location right here. To finish off this beaver dam run, I normally head towards Red Obelisk, and there's a little nook right here. Just to show you here, it's usually about 15 to 20 minutes for me to do a cementing paste run. Normally, if nobody else is doing cementing paste at the same time as you, you can gather close to about 3 to 4K cementing paste in one run. Now, if you do happen to have snails in your base that do gather cementing paste, I think it's a 100 cementing paste per hour. The more snails you have, the better. The problem with it is the upkeep. Regardless, if you have both, you're sitting in a very good situation. I just don't want to hear that you guys are quitting because you can't gather enough cementing paste. You do not have to make it. You can go out there and find it. Surprisingly enough, this is actually a reason that I've heard that some people have actually quit the game. Moving forward, this one might be a little bit more oriented towards the late game players. I do highly recommend you have a mosasaur or a squid on hand for this, because we're going to go squid hunting and alpha mosa hunting. This is where you're going to get the most of your black pearls. This is actually the bit of the power farming that might take you the longest. This portion here could more than likely take you a good half hour, maybe even 45 minutes. It all depends on how many people are hunting alpha mosas or squids at the same time. When you get to this late game for farming black pearls, it can be horrendous, especially if there is an event going on. Currently in this video, there was a 3x event, and I just happened to be very lucky to find an alpha mosa right outside of our base. Normally, this almost never happens, and I have to go around the entire map to sometimes find one, maybe even one Tuso. Outside of an event, they're a little bit more often. As you can see, I end up finishing off the alpha mosa, then I do find a Tuso not far from it. From the mosa I gained 100 black pearls, and then from the Tuso I believe it was 30, or close to. This portion of my power hour is actually the bane of my existence, but when you do get some black pearls from either of these two, it's well worth it in the end. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you for stopping in. Please like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. I do still plan on doing one a week, so keep your eyes peeled. Have a good one.